The New York Yankees' adoption of Torpedo bats in the 2025 season initially seemed like a masterstroke. These uniquely shaped bats, designed to maximize the sweet spot and boost power, fueled an offensive explosion early in the year, with the team smashing a record-tying 15 home runs in their first 3 games against the Milwaukee Brewers. Players like Jazz Chisholm Jr., Anthony Volpe, and Austin Wells thrived, and the bats drew league-wide attention. General Manager Brian Cashman likely felt vindicated, as the innovation masked deeper roster issues and quieted critics after a rocky offseason where he failed to land stars like Juan Soto. However, the Torpedo bats only papered over a glaring weakness: the Yankees' pitching staff. Beyond the addition of Max Fried, the rotation has struggled, and the loss of ace Gerrit Cole to Tommy John surgery for the entire season left a void no one has filled. Early offensive fireworks distracted from this fatal flaw, but as the season progresses into April 2025, opponents are exploiting the pitching deficiencies. Relying on bats to outslug every team isn't sustainable, and the lack of depth is now evident. The hype around the Torpedo bats also created a false sense of security for Cashman. While the offense grabbed headlines, he didn't address the bullpen's inconsistencies or the rotation's fragility during the offseason. The team's 20-9 win over the Brewers was a high point, but recent games show that when the bats cool off, as they inevitably do, there's little to fall back on. The Torpedo power that masked these issues is now a double-edged sword, exposing Cashman's failure to build a balanced roster. Fans and analysts are starting to turn on Cashman as the cracks widen. The early optimism from the Torpedo bat craze has faded, replaced by frustration over a team that can't pitch its way out of trouble. Social media buzz, once focused on the bats' novelty, now highlights the team's inability to win without a barrage of homers. Cashman's gamble on offense-first innovation is backfiring, and the narrative is shifting. The bats aren't the problem, the lack of pitching support is. As of April 8, 2025, the Yankees' fatal flaw is biting Cashman hard. The Torpedo bats, while legal and effective, can't compensate for a roster that's too one-dimensional. Unless he makes moves to bolster the pitching staff, the season could slip away, and the early promise of those bats will be a distant memory. Cashman's legacy may hinge on whether he can adapt, or if he'll be sunk by the very flaw he hoped to hide.